Hey guys, this is Soundjack from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs. Here with episode 4? Is it 4 of Nerdy Geek Talk reviews? No, it's 4 because we've...
I was going to say, I think it's 4, but I feel like it's the type of thing we should check before. Oops.
I mean, okay. I forgot because this is the first week we aren't going in order. So that's the only reason why I forgot. I'll definitely have them written down next time. But it is definitely 4 because we did each of the size classes for Wave 1 of Studio Series. So, I haven't done anything else. And today, we as suggested by what we're talking about, we are skipping around a little bit. We're going to do Studio Series Wave 2 Voyagers, purely because, as the time of recording, I have yet to obtain either of the Studio Series Deluxe Wave 2 figures.
In all fairness, the Voyagers came out first.
Yes, that's also true.
Like, by a decent amount, so...
Yeah. But, I also, seen the Deluxes in store, and I didn't have a chance to pick them up.
How dare you?
It was this week where I was getting everyone the Terracons. Sue me.
How dare you help other people instead of placing your own needs above others?
Whatever.
How dare you, sir?
Whatever. If you couldn't tell, Eric's here too. Say hi, Eric.
Oh no.
What?
I didn't know this.
You didn't know you were here? Well,
no, I didn't.
Well, that's surprising news, I'm sure, to learn that you are in fact here.
Yes, I'm quite alarmed now.
Yeah. Apologies for the delay in the recording this week. Monday, literally no one else besides me was available. That's all I have to say on that. But
nobody wanted to talk to Soundjack.
No, they didn't.
Poor Soundjack.
I was pretty sad. You most of all, I was disappointed in Crown Over.
I'm a busy man.
You could have at least said, hey, I can't, when you were liking all of my comments saying, hey, where are you?
I was trying to. My phone was hooked up to a charger, and whenever my phone is charging, it doesn't act right.
Okay.
I wasn't blatantly ignoring you.
I just felt that was so weird.
I know, because I saw your tweet and you seemed very salty, and I was like, I'm not trying to. I know what it looks like, but I'm not trying to ignore it.
Okay, I wasn't necessarily salty. I was just desperate. I'm like, what's going on? What the heck is this man doing? But anyway.
Just messing with you.
Anyway, internal discussions aside, I guess it's internal discussions. Anywho, let's just dive in and talk about these two Voyagers. The two figures in this wave are Brawl and Megatron. So let's just get started with Brawl. Brawl is number 12 in the entirety of the Studio Series line. His full name Decepticon Brawl, I should say, because that all-important trademark. He is from the Transformers 2007 film. He turns into an M1A1 Abrams tank. His accessories are the 4-barreled cannon, claw, and the minigun, which is attached to the claw but can be detached, so I guess it's a separate accessory. And he also includes the Mission City backdrop as well as transforming in 36 steps. Eric, why don't you start us off with some positives on Brawl?
Positives. He has a good amount of accessories, unlike a certain other figure in this wave. Negative. Well, no, not negative. Next positive. I don't know why I said that. I wasn't even thinking of my negatives. Next positive. His transformation rocks. It's just really solid all around. He's a good toy. And then after that, for positives, I'd have to say just the feel of him. He doesn't feel as hollow as some other figures in general do. Mm-hmm. And not even that actually is an issue with his wave mate, but just in general, I feel like he's a slightly more solid figure than several are in general. So
okay, yeah, that's completely fair. He is quite chunky and he's quite solid. I'm going to quickly note I accidentally wrote my notes for the wrong figure. I have my Megatron notes under Brawl and my Brawl notes under Megatron.
That's a little weird.
I keep thinking Megatron's the first one in the wave. And that's where I get screwed up.
I gotcha.
I don't know why. I thought Megatron was 12 and Brawl was 13. And I still do, apparently.
Because you're not a good enough nerd, Sound Jack.
Oh.
Keep your numbers straight.
Do I have to revoke my nerd license now?
Yep. You're no longer a nerd. Not officially.
No! Darn it. I have to work harder. Anywho. Onto yeah. Like I said, the toy overall is very solid, as well as the tank mode being quite solid, and the transformation is quite nice, quite nice. Very simple, very straightforward for me for the positives, and I'll just go ahead and get on to the negatives. Well, a solid figure. Unfortunately, he's not. Well, he's got very good art. He's got good articulation where he has the articulation. The problem is there's a point of articulation he doesn't have that would help him a lot, and that is he is lacking any form of ankle tilt or pretty much any form of any posability at the feet. I forget now.
I don't think he has any.
Yeah, there's nothing at the feet unless because there's that like oh no that's not. Oh, you do have the like. You have like a forward tilt, but because of the transformation, but that's
yeah.
It. Oh, and you don't because the foot tabs into the panels that are on the back of his leg. So unless you untab the panels, he actually has no foot articulation, which is quite strange for a figure of his size, to be honest. Like I know a number of the deluxes don't have ankle tilts, but at least most of them have some form of foot posability. Like even Stinger's got a little toe bend. Well, it's, even though their foot is pretty solid. Yeah, that's a major knock because that would certainly help and also probably prevent the photographer who took the stock photos from having to put dimes under the feet to stabilize.
Yeah, that is a thing that happened with the official photography for this figure.
And they never edited it out is the best part.
I know, they had no shame. They're like, nope, we totally had to use dimes, and here they are.
Honestly, if if the photo editor didn't know what they were looking at, they probably assumed that dimes were part of the foot anyway.
Yeah, they probably didn't notice it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a major point. Another point that particularly bugs me is how the main tank turret sits on the body, mostly because it just lays flat on the back. And I know the leader class toy had the tank turret being a hip mounted thing. I'm not 100% positive if that was accurate to movie. I feel like it was.
I didn't think it was, but I don't know. I thought it was just on his back, as lackluster as that seems.
Yeah. But at the very least, it's not hanging down that obnoxiously.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the very least, like compress it in a little bit would have been nicer. Though that's probably a bit more of annoyance to me because I had the movie leader brawl, and I really like that hip mounted main turret cannon thing. I thought that was cool. That's pretty neat. But if that is not accurate to the film, then I guess that's better. But still, that just really, really hangs awkwardly. Doesn't hinder with posing though, because he doesn't have any foot posability for the turret to get in the way of.
Yay!
And a grievance just for the design. I know the arms are accurate, but they look so awkward.
Yeah.
It feels like the bits that are at the lower part of the upper arm should be the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Is like 90% of the problem, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If if those were actually up at what you would think of the shoulders, that probably looked substantially better. And if like there was more underneath that between those panels and then the shoulder, I mean the elbow, that probably looked better. But it's accurate to the screen, and ugh, sorry, Brawl.
Poor Brawl. He tried.
He tried, and he died, and he doesn't even get to be a Combaticon.
Yeah, it's a rough life for him, you know?
Yeah, some people think he's Devastator.
He's not Devastator.
I know, I'm saying some people think they are. He is.
I know.
I'm not agreeing with them.
I can't believe they didn't even fix that in the home release of the movie. Like, what are you doing?
In the remastered edition, 15 years from now, for the 25th anniversary.
No, they probably won't, because they'll be like, no, it's like an Easter egg now.
Whatever. Anywho, those were my positives. Eric, what are your not net positives? Though, yes, all those complaints I had are positives about it. What? No. What are your negatives on Brawl?
He has a lot of junk. I mean, it's hard to take a lot of his vehicle parts and incorporate them into his robot mode, but I still feel as if he has more than he could. He has more than he could have ended up with. They could have maybe gotten rid of it a little better, but his forearms are
Yeah.
Like, actually, like, not even.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm a living meme. No, but it's just, I swear, I don't. It's not an obsession. It's just something I notice. Yeah. And then ankle is like the oof. Could have really used that.
Yeah. Also,
that would have boosted him a little bit at least, but
also with how they do it, I feel like those like the plow, the tank plow.
Yeah.
Is supposed to sit that far on the model, but feels like it's really sticking far out.
Mm-hmm.
If that could have also been compressed in, I feel like, but that again might be screen accurate.
Yeah, I think so.
But his face looks good for being accurate to the movie.
Definitely.
It's not a pretty face.
That is definitely also true.
But it is an accurate one.
It's a face that only a Decepticon mother could love.
So Quintessa?
Kind of? I guess?
If she's in fact the mother of the Transformers in this universe or something, I don't know. We never got the sequel. We're never getting the sequel. We're never going to figure out what the heck that was supposed to mean.
Well, we technically don't know that we're not getting the sequel. It's just very unlikely.
Yeah. For some reason, after seeing how well the Bumblebee movie does, they were like, oh yes, people still want the original live-action movie universe, and we are going to bring Michael Bay back to finish it. No.
That would actually be really funny.
If that happens, half the fandom would probably riot. Granted, they do that for anything that comes out.
Exactly. But I would laugh. It'd be so funny.
I doubt it would be funny to Michael Bay.
I don't think I could handle it.
No. Like, haha, great April Fool's Day joke, whether it was announced on April Fool's Day or not.
Yeah, that is basically the reaction everybody would give.
Yeah. Anyway, negatives, is that all you have on Brawl?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So then, let's move on to Megatron. Megatron is number 13 of the Studio Series, and it's just called Megatron. No Decepticon prefix here. His body is from the Revenge of the Fallen movie. He turns into a Cybertronian tick. He does not come with any accessories, though he has quite a bit of size to him, so that's fine. He does still come with a backdrop, the Forest Fight backdrop, and transforms in 32 steps. So you started with Brawl. I'll just start with Megatron with positives. No, again, I was looking at the Brawl stuff. The vehicle modes and robot modes, both modes on Megatron are quite nice and very, very nicely proportionally accurate to the on-screen model. And I can say that I say that specifically because the version of Megatron I had for the movies is the Revenge of the Fallen Leader. And boy, was that not proportionally accurate.
I always wanted that toy, though. As a child, that was a toy that I wanted very, very, very much. And I never got.
You still want it, or... Oh wait,
kind of.
You want like the dark side version or what have you.
I mean, I would prefer that version, but to get my hands on the mold, period, I would, I'd probably settle for what I can. I will get it at some point, but
okay, good to know. Good to know.
Why were you going to sell me yours?
Maybe.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I just need to hold to it until I actually get the review done. I'm so far behind. Anywho, speaking of Megatron, honestly, the transformation is quite nice and quite fun. It was a little tricky to get some of the panels lined up underneath the shell. That's what I'm just going to call it, the shell, basically. The first time around, but once I figured out where exactly things are going to go, which wasn't too hard, it was just like, oh wait, where does it go? Oh, there it goes. It's not bad. It's quite good. It's quite nice. And posing is positively powerful. I was going to say perfect, but not necessarily perfect. But darn, is that's some good posing. You got some great posing. For how his body is shaped, because it's a little awkward, but it's cleaner and nicer than some other designs. Brawl. Sorry.
True. He's much more posable than Brawl.
Oh yes. In the design, while still movie aesthetically, it's a lot prettier to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But those are my positives. Eric, what are your positives?
So my particular positives for this figure are, one, just literally the nostalgia it gives me. I know that might sound weird to a lot of people who are listening to this, but 2009 was a long time ago for me. I know it's a while ago for other people, but it was a long time ago for me.
You weren't even 10.
I was 10 in 2009. At halfway through 2009, I turned 10.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, yeah.
Right, because you are 19 now.
Yep.
Okay, I forgot you had a birthday yet.
Yeah. And then, so literally just the accuracy of it, I love it. His flip-out blade, I'm so happy they included that. I really wish there was a way for it to stab Studio Series Revenge of the Fallen Optimus. I'm just saying, I wish there was some way you could work it in there, but alas. But still, I'm very happy that the blade is... And I like that the blade is part of him, not like a thing you clip onto him, because I just dig that when the weapons are actually, incorporated in the design, when they're meant to be.
Yeah.
So I really like that. His size is quite impressive, and I like that he has somewhat finger articulation too. It's surprising. His articulation overall is stellar.
He even has finger articulation on the cannon hand.
Yes, he does.
He has weird
3
finger.
3 points of finger articulation.
I don't know why there's that one finger on the cannon, but I guess that's accurate.
Apparently. So definitely the accuracy, the inclusion of his blade as actually incorporated into the design, the posability, size, all of it. Man, this figure is solid.
Yes. Oh yes. But obviously there have to be a couple of negatives.
Although leading into the negatives, he's not so solid. He's actually quite hollow. It's not the fact that the figure itself is hollow. It's just the gaps underneath his arms, basically. That's noticeable to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Not the worst ever, but
no, but it's not pretty. Especially if you have his arms up and then you're literally looking at his side. It is a gaping hole. But it's not unprecedented for Transformers toys. I mean, Masterpiece Tracks had that problem as well. So it's not like this is the first time we've ever seen it. It's horrendous. It's like, no, I mean, no one likes it, but it's a thing we have seen, even on the Masterpiece figure. So
I did not know Masterpiece packs, Masterpiece tracks had that problem.
Oh, really? Everyone went nuts whenever Masterpiece tracks came out because of that.
Okay, well, it's fine because when did that come out? Like 2013, 14?
14, 15, I think.
Oh, okay, because, yeah, definitely before I knew Masterpieces were a thing, but I was definitely away from the forums and social media and interacting with fans, so I missed the drama!
You're lucky.
Haha. Anywho. So yeah, definitely.
November 16th, 2015 is whenever MGO put up his review, which I would assume is sometime around its release. So 2015 is definitely the release year.
Yeah. Okay.
Later.
Oh, love how you checked out MGO for that. Good on you. MGO's a good man.
True dat.
But that was one negative from you.
Also, I mean, this is a big ask, but it's a really solid figure, so it's basically nitpicks. But he's a flat dark gray, whereas he's silver in the movie. It's a lot to ask to be like, can you paint my entire figure silver? But like, if you want to go for super accurate, that would be one. And then my other one is also a minor thing. The little flaps on the back of his knees, they pop off very easily for me.
Yeah.
So
they're quite easy to
pinned in would have been nice.
Yeah, those are easy to pop off. The knees panels also can pop off on mine and now and again. Not as much as the backs panels.
You mean the thigh ones?
Yeah.
For me, it's
the thighs. What am I talking about?
Because the thighs they don't come off on mine, but the back, oh geez.
I think I think they'll come off if I'm transforming it. Sometimes. But yeah, It's the back panels that are the main problem.
For me they are the back ones. They come off super easy.
Oh, they're still definitely the problem on mine. I'm not saying that they're not a problem on mine. They definitely are. I'm just saying I think the knee, the thigh panels also have come off on me a couple of times. So I figured I'd just group that in with the panels because I know the panels are bad on the legs, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, is that
That's
all?
not it for my negatives.
No, those were my negatives as well. Well, I didn't complain about the paint, but or the color, I should say. But yeah, that's all I have. So is that all you have for Megatron?
I think so.
All right. So that's all we have to say. Let's go talking about our the overall preferred choice from Nerd Geek Talk. To start this off, both Eric and myself prefer Megatron over Brawl.
Because we're right.
And then Jared prefers Brawl over Megatron, as does Chris, who prefers Brawl over Megatron. And then Miguel prefers Megatron over Brawl, and Zeus also prefers Megatron over Brawl. So A, we avoid a tie like we had last time, and B, that means the overall preferred pick from Nerdy Geek Talk is Megatron for this wave.
Which, in all honesty, Brawl is close to him for me. I think Megatron, for me personally, honestly wins a lot because of nostalgia. I think he is also slightly the better one, but for me, the reason he's the clear winner is only because of nostalgia. This isn't a hill I would die on, the Grimlock versus Blackout, which is literally a fact. I'm just putting it out there. But
how dare you?
This one I can see the opposite, unlike you Blackout lovers. I mean, I also love Blackout, but you gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah. I'm surprised because most of the people were saying oh, this is close for me, and I'm just kind of sitting here I kind of thought Megatron was the clear winner of the wave.
I do think that Megatron is definitely better, but I think that an argument could be made, a very strong argument can also be made for I was going to say Ultra Magnus. Jeez, I'm tired. For Where did I get that? Oh,
there is no Ultra Magnus in the movies, you fool.
Yeah. I mean, there's no Shadow Raider in the movies either, but here we are, Wave 3. I mean, we're not there yet.
No, we're not even close.
Spoiler alert. Shadow Raider's in Wave 3 of this toy line.
Dun dun dun.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to spoil it for you.
How dare you? How dare you ruin the surprise? But yeah, I do think my thoughts are I forgot how hollow Megatron's chest is, and that definitely could be a reason to knock. There are definitely a lot of points to knock against it. It's just Brawl feels so awkward.
His design in general kind of is, I feel.
But like, I think he could have been helped a lot if at the very least they gave him proper feet.
This is a fair point.
Like, I think it'd be a substantially closer competition if Brawl had feet, but
I know that there's actually a third, and I say third party, there's a KO upgraded, oversized one that at least fixed the arms. I don't know, did they fix the feet? They at least added to the feet. I would assume they added ankle articulation with them fixing the arms. I feel like the bigger problem is definitely the feet. So
yeah, I'm still just surprised. I'm not like you last week with like, oh, there's a clear difference, which there's not.
There is,
but I still thought Megatron was a ways ahead. But hey, well, it's still my opinion. You know what? You can let us know your opinions about who you think who figures are the best. If you do have both of them, this series is for helping you choose one or the other if you can't. But you can. I'm certain there's plenty of people out there listening that actually have them. So let us know which of them you prefer in the comments, or tweet at us, or whatever you can do, depending upon where you're listening to. Speaking of, where can we hear this podcast? You can hear this podcast on the Nerdy Geek Talk Network, obviously, if you're listening to us right now, which can be found on YouTube at Nerdy Geek Talk, or on various podcast places such as Apple Podcasts, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and Podbean.
Good job.
I think the one I was missing, I think I was conflating. I think it was Google Play that I was missing every other week. I think it was Google Play that I was missing. But yeah. Here, listen to us in all of those places. And you should also follow Nerd Geek Talk on Twitter to get updates whenever we post a new podcast. But besides that, Eric, where can people find you?
Personally, you can find me at Eric Crowbar on Twitter. You can also find me at Aramis Prime on Instagram, where I post death spots every day. And for October, aka Inktober, I have been posting my own personal Inktober series that I've been doing for Transformers. I made my own list, which I did post the list, but of 31 different generations of Transformers. So I'm going through and doing each one day by day. It's super, super fun. And just a shout out to anyone out there. You should always just try out Inktober, because even if drawing isn't your thing or you're not good at it, which applies to me, it is still super fun. Definitely worth trying. So definitely check out my Instagram to see that. And also, I do a little video as a tiny little reveal / just a little discussion about my Inktober. I do on my YouTube channel that I have now, Eric Crownover on YouTube. So definitely go check that out if you're interested. It's a fun time over there. So yeah.
And as for me, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at SoundJack426. My YouTube channel features Transformers reviews as well as my own podcast, SoundJack's Rambles. Instagram is where I post photos of my toys and sometimes other stuff. And Twitter is where I hang out, so just come on by and say hi. And that is all from us today. So thanks for tuning in, and bye.
See ya.